Hey everyone, and welcome back to English Unlocked, the podcast where we help you unlock your English potential. I'm Clara.
And I'm David. It's great to be back with all of you. Today, we're tackling a question many of you have probably asked yourselves at some point in your language learning journey.
Absolutely. It's a big one, and it touches on a common frustration. Why can't I stop translating in my head? Why do I still think in my native language when I'm trying to speak English?
Exactly. It's a fundamental shift, moving from direct translation to actually thinking in English. It feels like a huge leap for many learners.
And it is. But it's a crucial step towards true fluency and sounding more natural. So, in this episode, we're going to dive deep into why this happens and, more importantly, give you practical strategies to start breaking that translation barrier.
Get ready to challenge your brain, because we're about to show you how to start rewiring your thinking process to operate directly in English. Let's get started.
So, David, let's begin by exploring why this happens. Why do we, as language learners, instinctively fall back on translating everything in our heads?
It's completely natural, Clara. Our brains are efficient machines. When we learn a new language, the easiest path, initially, is to map new words and phrases directly onto what we already know in our native tongue. It's like a crutch.
A necessary crutch at the very beginning, but one that can quickly become a hindrance. It slows down your response time, makes conversations feel clunky, and can even lead to awkward phrasing because you're forcing native language structures into English.
Right? Think about it. When you hear apple, your brain probably first accesses the image of an apple, then the word in your native language, and then tries to connect it to apple in English. That's a three-step process. The goal is to get directly from the image of an apple to the word apple.
That direct link is key. Another reason is simply lack of exposure and practice. If you're only interacting with English through translation exercises or by constantly referring to a dictionary, you're reinforcing that translation habit.
And fear, too. The fear of making mistakes often pushes us back into the comfort zone of translating because we feel like we have more control over what we're saying.
Okay, so we understand the problem. Now for the solutions. Our first practical tip is something you can start doing right now. Wherever you are, label your environment in English.
This is a fantastic foundational exercise. Start with everyday objects around your home or office. Pick something up, identify it, and say the English word aloud. For example, this is a table. This is a chair. This is a book.
Don't just think the word, say it. The act of speaking reinforces the connection. You can even put sticky notes on objects with their English names. It creates a constant visual and auditory reminder.
Exactly. Extend this beyond single words. Describe what you're doing or seeing. I am drinking water. The cat is sleeping on the couch. The window is open.
It's about building a direct association between the object or action and its English equivalent, bypassing your native language entirely. Do this for 5 to 10 minutes a day, and you'll be surprised how quickly you start recognizing things directly.
Building on that, our next strategy is to narrate your day in English. This is about creating a running commentary of your thoughts and actions.
You can do this silently in your head, but for even better results, try to do it softly aloud when you're alone. For example, when you wake up, think or say, I am waking up. It's morning. I need to brush my teeth. I will make coffee.
It's like being your own personal English-speaking narrator. This forces your brain to retrieve vocabulary and construct sentences in real time, under no pressure from a conversation partner.
Start with simple actions and gradually expand. Describe your commute, your lunch break, what you're seeing outside. If you don't know a word, make a mental note to look it up later, but don't stop the narration to translate. Just keep going.
This trains your brain to formulate thoughts directly in English, rather than translating them from your native language. It builds fluency and confidence in forming sentences on the fly.
Moving beyond just describing actions, our third tip is to practice internal monologue with feelings and opinions in English. This is a more advanced step, but incredibly powerful.
This is where you start to express your internal world. When you feel happy, instead of thinking "Este feliz," think I am happy. If you're frustrated, articulate in English. This is frustrating.
Share your opinions with yourself. I think this movie is really good. I don't agree with that idea. This helps you access more abstract vocabulary and complex sentence structures naturally.
You can even simulate conversations in your head. Imagine you're talking to a friend about your day or debating a topic. What would you say? How would you express your thoughts and feelings directly in English?
It's about making English the default language for your inner voice. The more you do this, the more integrated English becomes with your emotional and intellectual processes.
A really crucial tool to help you stop translating is to switch to English dictionaries.
This is a game changer. When you look up a word, instead of seeing its translation into your native language, you see its definition explained in English. This forces your brain to understand the concept directly in English terms.
For example, if you look up ubiquitous, an English dictionary might say present, appearing, or found everywhere. This builds a web of English understanding rather than a direct link back to your native language.
And don't forget thesauruses. Once you have a word, a thesaurus helps you find synonyms and antonyms, expanding your vocabulary within English. This strengthens your ability to express nuance without relying on translation.
This simple habit change can drastically improve your ability to think in English because it eliminates the middleman, your native language, from your vocabulary acquisition process.
Our next strategy is something many of you probably already do, but we want to emphasize active engagement with English media. Don't just passively consume.
If you're watching a TV show in English, try to understand it without relying on subtitles in your native language. If you need subtitles, use English ones. This helps your brain connect the sounds with the written words directly.
When you listen to a podcast, try to summarize the main points in your head in English afterwards. If you're reading a book, pause and think about the characters' motivations or the plot developments in English.
This isn't just about understanding. It's about processing the information and forming your own thoughts about it in English. It turns passive consumption into active learning.
Even simple things like trying to guess the meaning of an unfamiliar word from context before looking it up in an English dictionary can be incredibly beneficial.
This next tip is a fun and very effective one. Describe images and scenarios in English.
Pick up a magazine, open a random page in a book, or just look out your window. Now, describe what you see, out loud or in your head, using as much detail as possible, all in English.
I see a red car driving down the street. There are trees with green leaves. A child is playing in the park. Again, don't worry about perfection. Just focus on continuous flow.
You can even create little stories or scenarios. Imagine I am ordering food at a restaurant. What would I say? What would the waiter say? This helps you practice relevant vocabulary and sentence structures in a practical context.
The beauty of this is that it's visual. You're connecting the English words directly to images and concepts, strengthening those neural pathways that bypass translation.
And finally, a strategy that often feels awkward but is incredibly effective. Practice monologue.
Yes, talk to yourself, out loud, about anything. Your day, a book you're reading, a movie you saw, your plans for the weekend.
It doesn't have to be perfect. The goal is to get comfortable articulating your thoughts in a continuous stream of English. This is where you can connect ideas, use transition words, and build more complex sentences without the pressure of a live conversation.
Think of it as a low-stakes speaking practice. You're the only audience, so you can experiment, make mistakes, correct yourself, and just focus on keeping the English flowing.
This is also where techniques like shadowing can be mentioned as a way to improve pronunciation and intonation, though we won't be doing a practical exercise on it today. Shadowing can help you internalize the rhythm and flow of natural English speech, which supports thinking in English.
Absolutely. The more you produce English, even if it's just to yourself, the more natural it will feel to process thoughts directly in the language. Consistency is key here.
Wow. David, we've covered a lot of ground today. These strategies, when practiced consistently, can really help you make that crucial shift from translating to thinking directly in English.
They require effort, but the payoff is immense. You'll sound more natural, you'll be able to respond more quickly, and your overall fluency will skyrocket.
So we challenge all of you listening right now. Pick one of these strategies and commit to practicing it for just 5 to 10 minutes every day for the next week. Whether it's narrating your morning routine or labeling objects around your house, just start somewhere.
We'd love to hear about your experiences. Share your progress, your challenges, or any other tips you found helpful in the comment section below. What's your biggest struggle with thinking in English? And what's one thing you're going to try after listening to this episode?
Your engagement truly helps us create content that's most valuable to you. And if you found this episode helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to English Unlocked for more practical English learning tips, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode.
You can also share this episode with anyone you know who's struggling with the translation barrier. Let's help more people unlock their English potential.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate your support.
See you next time on English Unlocked. Keep practicing.